Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having an awesome week so far, rocking out whatever goals, hopes, plans, dreams, ambitions this week has for you and are currently making it happen. A couple quick updates here before we get started. I have launched a weight loss course for beginners. It is an online digital course for download. Discover 5 little known secrets on how to lose weight. The end of the year is coming up really fast. We are officially approaching Christmas party season, New Year's party season, resolutions. So definitely, if you or somebody you know of is interested in losing weight and need a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of team community building, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message. There's tons of cool stuff that comes along with the initial launch, and I'm super excited to get it out there, and I know that it will make tons of people's lives amazing, more than amazing. Next, free product of the month this month is laurel leaf oil up until the 15th, so you still have a few days left. It is the prominent oil in the Easy Air blend. One of the great things about the laurel leaf oil is it is a limited time offer, unavailable for purchase except during applicable promotions. So that's one of the things that I love more than anything is the exclusivity of some of the products that come out. You can't really get them normally, so anytime you can get them and have sort of like a leg up, if you will, on your friends, that makes me so happy. Some of the usage tips for laurel leaf is soothing to the skin. It is put a couple of drops to promote an aroma of confidence, clarity, and courage. It's invigorating to the senses, and pair with lemon essential oil. Add a few drops into a spray bottle with water for a natural surface cleanser. That one's actually awesome. I love that one. So, like I said, if you're like me and you love free stuff or you love exclusive products that aren't normally for resale, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message, and I will get you rocking and rolling. Next, Douglas fir, 15% off this month. That's awesome because normally it's only 10% off. And so this month they actually give you a little bit more savings. That's another awesome thing that doTERRA does from time to time. Douglas fir is a great Christmas oil. It's actually a prominent Christmas tree, right? So think about really what you're getting, right? Christmas tree, calming, relaxing, that sort of distinct aroma, right? That really brings you happiness. Again, if you like the smell of Christmas, you probably like this smell. So definitely reach out to me and I will get you all the deets on how to get that. Lastly, 20% off select enrollment collections. This one has me super excited. I'm so excited to get this one, to tell people about this one. If you or somebody you know of is interested or has been interested in essential oils, reducing the toxic load in your lifestyle, living a more natural alternative lifestyle, any sort of that lifestyle that you're looking to live, definitely now is the time that you want to hop on this train. 20% off select enrollment collections. I'm super excited. What a great time to be alive, right? Save money and get healthy. You basically get paid to get healthy. That's why I love it. I love it. So definitely reach out to me. I'll get you the deets on that. Okay. Take a breath time now. All right, let's get into today's topic. There's so much more going on over here. I promise there is so much more. But I could just keep going and going and going, and that I don't want to do. I want to get into today's topic. What I wanted to talk a little bit about today was actually November is what's called National or World, I guess, Vegan Month, which is, a new trend that people are going around, not eating meat, cutting out meat from their diet and all that. And that, if that's something that you're interested in, that's, good for you. Keep going with it. Me, I am not going to sit here and advocate for not eating meat because I love meat. But what I do want to talk about is a little bit of how to add more fruits and vegetables into your diet, right? Easy, overlooked ways, right? This is not a hard thing to do. I'm not saying that you have to go full on vegan, but I am saying that every once in a while you need to learn how to add more fruits and vegetables into your diet, because that's the stuff that your body really craves. That's what your body lives off of, and that's really what's going to promote health and wellness, or like your overall health and wellness, right? So here on National Vegan Month, as much as we don't really want to give up meat and, you know, transfer over to a completely vegetable diet, we do have to learn some things on how to add more fruits and vegetables into our diet. Two things here as to why I love advocating for this, because number one, I read something somewhere that if we are to eat the amount of nutrients, vitamins, minerals that we need on a daily basis, we would be eating 14 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Wow. 14 servings? That's crazy. Think about it. We only have 3 meals, right? Or we should, maybe 4 or 5, right? Depending on what you're doing. And then, so 14, right? And then if we're eating in between, that's 6, because, you know, 3 in between, right? 6 servings that we're having of food per day. And so now if we're going to eat all of the vegetables and all of the minerals that we need, we're going to need to at least double our intake. And technically we're supposed to more than double our regular intake that we have now. So right, to say that we need to add a little bit more to our diet is definitely, from my perspective, the understatement of the year. Second thing, I read a stat that in the United States of America, on any given day, about 50% of the population does not consume any fruits or vegetables in the day. Now, I just said that we need to be eating 14 servings every single day in order to maintain optimal wellness. And if we don't, right, we need to try and supplement it, right? So, and then 50% of the American population isn't even consuming 1 serving at all throughout the day. So that's actually really crazy. And that's why I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about some easy, right, overlooked ways on how to add more fruits and vegetables in your diet, because it's not hard. It's something that I had to learn. Don't get me wrong, I really had to learn this. It's not something that I was just like, yay, broccoli, woo. But it is something that, you know, as I kind of progressed in my wellness journey and I started learning more and more things, I did make it a very prominent thing in my life to make sure that that I'm adding at the very least a few servings every day, right? The old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So my question then is, what if that's true, right? What if by only eating an apple a day every single day, you will keep the doctor away, right? You will, you know, maintain optimal wellness, right? And I don't know, what if that's true? Maybe it's not. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but if that's true, that would be very easy to do, and that's why I do it, right? Because as much as it's very easy to do, it is very easy not to do. I can tell you that 100%. So I guess without further ado, I got some tips that help me. Hopefully they help you too. Hopefully you get some value out of this, and who knows, maybe implement 1 or 2 of these into your own life. Start upping your fruits and vegetable count to maintain that overall optimal wellness. So the number one thing that you have to do that is very, very, actually, you know what? And I should have probably switched these 2 around, because this one's not as important as the next one. But the number one thing to do is to make it colorful, right? Make it visually appealing to go and get. Make it something that you actually want to see, want to be a part of, want to have, right? Because if we're trying to eat our fruits and vegetables every day and it's just green, broccoli, cucumbers, celery, spinach, kale, lettuce, right? And it's just green all the time, it can be very blah, we'll call it, right? And it can be very much, not really appealing for you to go to. So that's why I say right away, make it visually appealing. Make it something that you want to go to. Make it something that you want to go after. I can tell you right away, in our fridge, what we do is we put the colorful, now I don't know if we did this on purpose or if it just happened by accident and we just sort of stuck with it, but we put, what do we have? Oranges, apples, peaches, and plums. Right in the front, and then even to go on top of that, we have blueberries and then raspberries, right? So you can see right away we have different colors. We have different things that are catching our eyes. We do have the greens in there, and trust me, we do eat it. I will say, just a side note very quickly, that a serving of broccoli has roughly the same amount of calorie or the same amount of protein as a serving of steak. Right? So you can tell right away that if you eat your broccoli, you can be just as much, if not more, full from broccoli than you will from steak. And I can promise you that there's a lot less calories. I don't know the exact number, but it is a lot less. Back on topic now. When you make it colorful and you actually want to, I can tell you right away, when I go in the fridge, I actually want to go for the fruits and vegetables because it's right, not only is it right there, but it's nice and visually appealing. It catches my eye right away, right? We have the white fridge and the white racks, right? So when we get oranges and peaches and apples and pears, right, and plums, you can see how it just sort of jumps right out of the fridge right at you, right? And that way it's just something that you notice right away, and it makes it more easy for you to go at it, right? Also, when you're making a salad, and I just mentioned off the top, right? If you've got lettuce and spinach and broccoli and celery and cucumbers, that's just green, right? And that when you see it and it looks healthy, chances are you don't really want to go for it. Chances are you're going to try and make it seem like you have something else to eat, but that's why I take this into consideration. When I am making a salad, right, we put oranges, we put apples, we put plums, we put peaches to a certain extent, and see that way we, your peppers, right? That way we can get all sorts of different colors in there, make it visually appealing, and make us actually want to go at it. Number 2, prepare them. And I really should have put this number 1, and I apologize for not noticing it earlier, but prepare them, right? When you get home, wash everything. That's one of the main things that I can tell you more than anything. Throw all of your fruits and vegetables in the sink, wash them right away. Then, cut them up, right? Slice and dice. It's so much easier for you to want to eat your fruits and vegetables throughout the day when they're already pre-containered, right? When they're already pre-washed, when they're already pre-chopped, and when they're already pre-containered. That's, I guess, my third step, right? Put them all in their own containers or bags or whatever you decide is prevalent in your life, right? This one is just so much better. This one is not really any sort of thing that will help you to be more with your fruits and vegetables, but this is one less step that you have to take every day, right? For me, I wake up at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on what's happening, right? Give or take. That's my time, right? So at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I do not want to be spending all my time running around trying to pack my lunch, trying to wash all the fruits and vegetables, trying to cut everything up, pack everything up, then still have time to do all of the rest of the stuff that I need to do to get ready for work. I'm sweating just thinking about it. Jeez. And for me, this is one of the things that just makes my life so much easier. When I have everything prepared for me in the morning, when I am just, grab and go, and I don't have to think about what it is. I mean, Tina and I, we took it a step further, and that's really because Tina's got that really creative side in her, and she wrote on she writes on the containers, right? Andrew Monday, Tina Monday, Andrew Fruits Tuesday, and she does that, right? She's really creative, so that's, a step further that she took it. I don't necessarily suggest that you need to do that, but I will say that makes it super convenient for us. So, I mean, if you're willing to take that extra step, for me, if I was single and on my own, I probably would not take that extra step, but I would definitely prepare them, and I would definitely make sure that I'm cutting everything up, chopping it all up, washing everything, getting it ready, right? Because that's just one less thing to do in the morning. And I mean, we don't have kids, right? So I couldn't even imagine how much more gets thrown into that, right? And I just mentioned what I have to do and what I do to get ready for me, right? If you had 2 kids, one of the guys that I work with has 5 kids, right? So I couldn't even imagine the amount of time that it takes him to get ready in the morning, simply because you got to get everything ready, right? you don't just get ready for yourself, you get ready for the kids, and while you're at it, you're getting ready for the wife, right? And so there's so much things going on in our life all the time, right? And what takes a back seat right away? Nutrition and sleep to a certain extent. So when you come home from your grocery shop, the number one thing I suggest more than anything is preparing your fruits and vegetables. Wash them. If you don't do anything else, I can tell you that washing them, putting them in the sink and just rinsing them and getting them at least that much ready is so much more beneficial than anything I can tell you else. Number 2, add them into every meal. Every meal. All right. Yeah, just a little serving, right? This is what I was talking about off the hop, right? If we wanted to make sure that we're eating everything in order to prepare ourselves for optimal wellness, we would have to eat 14 servings of fruits and vegetables. Now, this is what I was saying, right? We do 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? And then maybe we do a meal in between, right? Or we do snacking, right? But I definitely suggest and recommend snacking throughout the day because we do get hungry, right? We're not here trying to deprive ourselves. That's the word I'm looking for. Deprive ourselves of food and not eat, but we want to make sure that we're doing healthy choices. This is why we prepare it, right? So much easier for you to grab prepared fruits and vegetables than it is to prepare them yourself and get to work, right? That's why I talk that. But adding them into every meal is a great cheat code way, right? To just add more into your day. If you've got 3 meals and then you've got 3 snacks in between, or at the very least 2 snacks in between, right? I really like advocating for a snack in between lunch and dinner, and especially if you've got a schedule like me. My lunch on day shift is 10:30 in the morning. And we don't end work until 4:30 in the afternoon. And then if you're eating dinner at any sort of relatively, personable time, you're around 6:30, 7 o'clock, give or take, right? And that's eating with enough time to wind down and get to bed for the next day. This is why I talk about, what takes a back seat in your life, nutrition and sleep, right? There's only so much time in the day. But that's where I talk about snacking, right? And that's where I talk about adding a serving to every meal. So for me, right, I would need at least 2 snack serving things, whatever you want to call it, in between my lunch and my dinner, right? So I'm 10:30 till, 6, 7, right? So that's like 8 hours. And I would not suggest not eating for 8 hours, but I would suggest recognizing what you're eating and making the conscious decision to, do better for yourself, I guess, if you will, for lack of a better term, right? So adding them into every meal, like I said, if we need to hit that 14 servings every day, we can automatically hit 6, maybe 7, even 8 if we try and push it, right? I'm not advocating for stuffing your face, don't get me wrong, but I am saying that, you can see how it's super easy to get 6 and maybe 7 or 8, right? That way we're basically on track with with our overall wellness. And at the very least, we're doing what we can, right? We're not overdoing it, we're not underdoing it, but we're doing what we can, right? And that's really all that it is. Life at the very base of it is hard, right? Don't get me wrong here. Life is, rhymes with snitch, starts with a B, but that's what it is, right? We do what we can with what we've got, and we just do, what we can, right? So that's what we can. Number 4, do some research. I like this one because I don't like my title for it, but I like in the sense of do some research as to what you like, right? What are fruits and vegetables that you like? For me, I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but there is those weird vegetables, right? Tina bought an eggplant last time we went shopping. The time before that, we bought squash, right? And I know how to play squash. I don't know how to eat squash, but that's it, right? Do some research. So if you're constantly buying eggplant and squash and, some weird vegetables that you don't normally eat and you don't even have the slightest idea on how to cook, chances are you're not going to cook them. I don't know, right? What do I know? But that's just chances, right? So do some research as to what you like, right? What is easy for you? For me, I've realized peaches are very good. I like them, and they're easy enough to eat. Apples are super good, and like I said, if an apple a day can keep the doctor away, I'm totally down for it. What's another one? I have found that oranges I don't actually like to eat because they are just too messy for me and I don't really care to do the whole thing, right? So for me, my research has found that I would like to eat, or I would like to, figure out a different fruit and or vegetable that I can eat to replace my orange intake because I don't actually like the process involved in eating an orange. What's another one? Cucumbers are super easy, but what we have actually done is we've actually started buying those little mini cucumbers. So instead of getting a big long cucumber, it's just a pack of 6 or 8 little mini cucumbers, and then you just eat them like a carrot, right? You just little ranch dipping sauce, right? And that is the research that has come that I realize that that's what I like to do. That will make it easier for me to eat the stuff, right? If I've got a fridge full of oranges, chances are I'm not going to eat them, right? So that's where my research has come to tell me that that's the fruits and vegetables that are easy enough for me. Again, and let's go to the vegetable side of it, right? Onions have become super easy since I learned a way to cut them that doesn't cause me to cry. But peppers are another super easy one that you can basically do everything with, right? Let me take it a step further. The research that you're going to do is going to be based off your schedule. So if you constantly buy eggplant and squash and have no time to figure out how to cook and or prepare them, then chances are, again, right, you're not going to eat them. But if your schedule says that you have the time, effort, energy, and whatever to prepare and to cook different stuff than you would normally do, then that's definitely, I suggest doing that. Definitely broaden your horizons. If your schedule, like mine, says that you can't or don't actually have any sort of effort to put forth into eating oranges, then you should probably steer clear of the oranges, right? This is what I'm trying to say. Do the research in your life. Research your life. Find out what you like, what you're going to be willing to put the time, effort, and energy into, and what can actually fit into your schedule, right? For us, right, we constantly buy kiwis, but we constantly are finding it that we eat the kiwis when they're, maybe should have eaten them a couple days ago, right? Not that bad, but you catch my gist, right? Kiwis are another specific type of food that you need to be able to cook or that you need to be able to prepare, right? At the very least, you need a knife and you need to cut the skin open. I don't know if you can eat the skin of a kiwi, and maybe I've been doing it wrong all the time. Who knows, right? Do the research into your own life, find out what's going to make it easier for you, and do more of that. Number 5. This one comes down to you, and it is make the decision. Make the decision that your life is worth it. For me, quick side story for me, my dad and my grandfather, his dad, they both passed away from cardiac arrest right around their mid-50s, right? So for me, that really hit me hard. I made the decision right then and there that if I was to keep going the way that I was, that would be my fate, because it happened to my father, it happened to his father. I don't actually know about his father, but I mean, at that point, we're getting into 1920s and 1930s, so people died, when you were 16 from whatever type of disease was going on, right? So that's completely different. But back on topic here. That's where I made the decision that, I need to do things differently, because if I was to just keep going like that, I've got about 20 years left, right? And I mean, I don't really want to go in 20 years. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. What do we know, right? But my current thought process is I don't really want to go. I don't really only want to have 20 years left of my life. So I need to make the decision to consciously change things in my life. That's what I did. I made the decision that my life is worth it. You need to make the decision that your future is worth it, right? You want to be there for your kids, your grandkids. You want to be able to live, a fruitful well-being of a life, right? You don't want to be sick. You don't want to be, in a wheelchair. You don't want to be walking with a hunch, right? You don't want all those health problems. You want to be able to live a nice, fruitful life, doing whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, right? So that's it at the base of it right there. You need to make the decision that your life is worth it, and that, this is where I really love more than anything is the way that it was explained to me is you got to choose your heart. I mean, for me, it was really hard losing my dad. I was too young to remember losing my grandfather, but it was really hard for me losing my dad. And I'm sure it was really hard to lose my grandfather. And so that's where I want to make the decision to better my life, right? Do better, be better, right? You got to choose your heart. Being, overweight, losing my dad, all those health concerns that comes along with that is hard. Eating right, the fruits and vegetables, doing the daily disciplines, being the best version of yourself is hard, right? You got to choose your heart though. And that's where, for me, I made the decision to choose the hard way of, eating the stuff that I know I need to eat, putting the stuff in my body that I know I need to put in. And, don't get me wrong, I indulge every once in a while. I am not going to sit here and tell you that I'm the prestige form of, health and wellness. But I am going to tell you that right here and now, that I do what I can to make sure that I at least eat some of my servings of fruits and vegetables. I can promise you that at the very least, every single day I'm eating my 3 and I'm eating my 6 servings, right? In between the 3 in between the meals. So for me, I'm actually doing what I can. That's why you need to make the decision. You need to make the decision. Nobody's coming nobody's coming knocking on your door to make sure that you're eating the vegetables, to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to make sure you're disciplining yourself. Nobody cares, because everybody's got too much going on in their own life. It's not that they don't care about you, it's that they've got so much going on in their own life that they can't fathom, adding your problems onto their plate. That's why you need to do it for yourself. Be your own hero. Be the person that you need to be, and rock out your life. My last thing, more than anything, is essential oils. So as much as we need to eat the fruits and vegetables, as much as we need to do the daily disciplines in order to better our health and wellness, essential oils can provide a very good foundation, and also can be a very good addition to your overall wellness routine. An essential oil blend here, like Smart and Sassy, is actually a blend of citrus oils, fruits coming together, tangerine, lemon, lime, all of these oils, ginger to a certain extent, to help promote a healthy metabolism, right? Help you with, everything, promote overall wellness, right? Help your blood cells move around, help your body metabolize food regularly, help you to sort of have that cleanse and detox, right? Every once in a while we get built up gunk right in our body. We need to send it through a little cleanse. My last blend here that I have is Zengest. And Zengest is actually the digestive blend from doTERRA, that's actually what I love using. I read something that there is as many, if not more, neurons in your gut as there is in your brain. What that means is that there is as much, if not more, going on in your gut at any moment in time than there is in your brain. And we do a lot to make sure that we promote brain health, right? But we don't do a lot to promote healthy gut health and, healthy digestive, healthy metabolism, all that stuff. That's why I love using the Zengest. It helps to promote that healthy digestion so that everything can, all of your systems can move and do what they need to do. And that's it. Just help promote overall wellness, just like the fruits and vegetables. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this, maybe somebody that doesn't really get the time to eat many fruits and vegetables throughout the day. If you would like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you would like a free sample of oils just to get your hands on a little taste tester before you make a full-on commitment, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message saying me, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and an even better week, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.